Oh, it's the Beantown Sports Wolfcast. Oh, the VSW podcast proudly presents feature presentation featuring the hub of all four Boston sports teams, the Beantown Sports Wolfcast.
Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, the Versace Stoner. We're here with the VSW podcast, the Beantown Sports Wolfcast. We're going to give Disabled Wolf a call in a little bit. He was just a little tied up right now. What we're going to talk about today is Super Bowl. Today's Super Bowl Sunday. It is the biggest Sunday in history. It is actually the number 2 biggest eating day. Everybody has their traditions, whether you're tailgating, whether you're cooking appetizers, having meals, ordering Chinese. It's just a full day of festivities. And, well, it's been going on for quite a while. Starting all the way back in 1967 with the first ever Super Bowl. And we are going to go through them all from 67 down to what's going to be played today. Now, back in 67, football was a little bit different. But the premise, teams, a lot of the things were still the same. And in that first fate of the day on January 15th, 1967, at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, Green Bay defeated Kansas City 35-10. What a game. I didn't watch it, but that's, Super Bowl 1. That's like, in the wrestling world, WrestleMania 1. This kicks it off. Now, these kinds of things like, will this take off? Will this continue? Will this be our big event? And just like WrestleMania, it did. It stayed. It stuck. This running way even longer than that, as Mania didn't start till 84. This started in 67. And it's still consecutively played. And then we would see on January 14th, 1968, the Orange Bowl Miami, Green Bay, to winning again, defeating Oakland 33-14. Green Bay with the back-to-back victories in Super Bowl 1 and 2. Now, Super Bowl 3, January 12th, 69. What a great year. A lot of things happening that year. Again, back in Miami, Orange Bowl. This year, though, it would be the New York Jets beating Baltimore 16-7. And as the decade turns, we went to Super Bowl 4 in 1970 in Tulane Stadium, New Orleans, where Kansas City came out on top 23-7 against Minnesota. The next year, 1971, January 17th, back in Orange Bowl, Miami, Baltimore will come out victorious that day in a 16-13 victory over Dallas. Now, Dallas would learn, I believe, from their mistakes, because in January 16, 1972, back in Tulane Stadium, New Orleans, Dallas would take a victory 24-3 over Miami. And then we would move on and see Miami kind of come back in the coming years, as in Super Bowl 7. 1973 on January 14th in Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, Miami would go on to defeat Washington 14-7. And in the following year, on January 13th, that's 1974, we're talking Super Bowl 8 here at the Rice Stadium in Houston. Miami would win again, 24-7, defeating Minnesota. Then you would have Super Bowl 9, January 12th, 1975, in Tulane Stadium. Again. Now we would see a new victor, Pittsburgh, coming out, winning 16-6 against Minnesota. And them, too, would follow up at Super Bowl 10 on January 18th in 76. Orange Bowl, Miami. Pittsburgh would win again against Dallas 21-17. Now these are their first 10 years of Super Bowl. You know, a lot of the same teams are in it. A lot of great teams back then. It's a lot of great football history. You know, and it just works. It just works. You know, if you continue watching it today, this is what some of these sports fans, you know, they'll still hold on to these wins and these victories. And as they should, you know. In sports, it's not just about how you are today. I mean, of course it is. People will say your team sucks, but the heyday and what your team used to do also counts as well. Now we go on to Super Bowl 11, January 9th, 1977. We had at Rose Bowl, Pasadena, California. Oakland would come out 32-14 against Minnesota. The following year, January 15, 1978, at the Superdome, New Orleans, Dallas comes out victorious 27-10 over Denver. Now, Super Bowl 13, January 21st, 1979, back in Orange Bowl, Miami, we would see Pittsburgh start to dominate again, 35-31 over Dallas. And they would do this again in Super Bowl 14 on January 20, 1980 for the Rose Bowl, Pasadena, California. Pittsburgh comes out again, wins 31 against the Los Angeles Rams, who only were able to score 19 that day. This brings us to 1981 now, and this game was played in the Superdome, New Orleans, on January 25th, 1981, and Oakland would take the victory 27-10 against Philadelphia. And in 1982, on January 24th, at the Silverdome, Pontiac, Michigan, you had the San Francisco beating Cincinnati 26-21. Silverdome, what a historic place. WrestleMania 3. Yeah, it doesn't get bigger than that. 1983 comes around, and we are now back in Rose Bowl, California, for Super Bowl 17. And we would have Washington beating Miami 27-17. Then that following year would be 18, and that would be on January 22nd, 1984, Tampa, Florida, within the stadium, and the Los Angeles Raiders would defeat Washington 38-9. Then the next year, January 20th, 1985, Stanford, California Stadium, San Francisco would come out victorious against Miami 38-16. And then 1986, what a bad year for New England. The Superdome, New Orleans. This is Super Bowl 20. We had the squish the fish game. New England came out victorious against Miami. We were going to the Super Bowl, and Chicago just ran wild over us. Nobody could stop the refrigerator, Perry. Nobody could do anything. It was a blowout game, 46-10. Bury the Bears did not happen. What a game, though. A game that New England will never forget. Next year, Super Bowl 21, 1987, on January 25th, back in the Rose Bowl, California, New York Giants defeat Denver 39-20. Then, the following year, on January 31st, 1988, Jack Murphy Stadium, Washington would go on to destroy Denver 42-10. 2 years in a row, Denver made it in, and 2 years in a row, Denver did not win. And then in 1989, Super Bowl 23, we have at the Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami, San Francisco, going up against Cincinnati. We're in a close game, 20-16. San Francisco will take that victory. And then the following year in the Superdome in 1990, January 28th, they would go on to face Denver and just destroy them as well, 55-10, which was also Denver's score 2 years prior against Washington. Super Bowl 25 in 1991 in Tampa, Florida. You had the New York Giants defeating Buffalo 20-19. Buffalo would return the following year in 92 in the Metrodome, Minneapolis, but they would not take the victory. Washington would, 37-24. Then you had Super Bowl 27 in January 31st, 1993. I think a lot of people start to remember this because I remember the people wearing the starter jackets. Everybody was a Dallas fan, and the Dallas ran the 90s. Rose Bowl, Pasadena, California, Dallas, 52-17 against Buffalo. And the following year in the Georgia Dome, Dallas again, 30-13 against Buffalo. Dallas with the back-to-back Super Bowl titles. And like I said, everybody was on Dallas's side. I mean, the starter Jaguars are wild. Following year, January 29th, 1995 at Joe Robbie Stadium, San Francisco 49ers. They defeated San Diego 49-26. The following year, though, 1996, Super Bowl 30 at the Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona. Dallas would come out victorious again, 27-17 against Pittsburgh. Then, another not so good day in New England history. Super Bowl 31, 1997. Everybody was excited for this one. Superdome, New Orleans. New England was going back again against Green Bay, and they just could not pull it off. The Green Bay Packers pulled out the victory, 35-21, sending New England back without any victories. As we know, that will change in years later. But for now, New England just wasn't doing anything. Next year, in January 25th, 1998, in Qualcomm Stadium, San Diego, you had Denver defeating Green Bay 31-24. And they would go back the next year. On January 31st, 1999, at Pro Player Stadium, Miami, to defeat Atlanta 34-19. Now you had Super Bowl 34 after that, January 30th, 2000, at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. What a great place. St. Louis 23-16 against Tennessee. Then in 2001, January 28th, in Raymond James Stadium, we had Baltimore beating the New York Giants 34-7. And then on February 3rd, 2002, Super Bowl New Orleans at the Superdome. This would be Super Bowl 36. What a day in history. The New England Patriots, under Tom Brady, would go on to start their dynasty, beating St. Louis 20-17. This would set off a cataclysmic event with Tom Brady becoming the greatest quarterback of all time. January 26, 2003, in the Qualcomm Stadium, Tampa Bay comes back, defeats Oakland 48-21. But on February 1st, 2004, at the Reliance Stadium, New England comes out strong 32-29 against Carolina. Following with another victory the following year at the Intel Stadium on February 6, 2005, New England Patriots come out again 24-21 against Philadelphia. And those rings are just being picked up by Tom Brady at this point. Now you had Super Bowl 40. You know, a long time. 40 years of an event. Super Bowl 40. This was played at Ford Field, Detroit, and Pittsburgh would come out victorious 21-10 against Seattle. 41. In February 4, 2007, at Dolphin Stadium, Miami, Indianapolis Colts would come out victorious 29 against Chicago 17. Then, at 42, February 3rd, 2008, the University of Phoenix, the New York Giants would take one of the biggest upset victories in football history as they stopped the undefeated New England Patriots, undefeated all season long, all the regular games, all through the playoffs, and they were stopped by Eli Manning, 17-14 on this horrendous Super Bowl Sunday for New England. Following year, February 1st, 2009, Raymond James Stadium, Pittsburgh would come out victorious 27 against Arizona 23. And then we had February 7th, 2010, the Sun Life Stadium in Miami, New Orleans beats Indianapolis 31-17. Super Bowl 45. February 6, 2011, Cowboy Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Green Bay would go on to beat Pittsburgh 31-25. Then, again, on February 5th, 2012, the Lucas Oil Stadium, the New York Giants would go on again to beat the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl 21-17. We just could not beat Eli. Just couldn't do it. Following year, February 3rd, 2013, Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, Baltimore 34, San Francisco 31, and a new Super Bowl champ is crowned. Following that, in 2014, February 2nd, MetLife Stadium, Seattle would come out on top against Denver in a huge blowout game, 43-8. And then we would have Super Bowl 49 in February 1st, 2015 at the University of Phoenix Stadium, Glendale, Arizona. New England would come out victorious once again, 28-24 against Seattle, picking up another victory. Super Bowl 50 in Levi Stadium on February 7, 2016. Denver would capture gold against Carolina 24-10. 51, 2017, on February 5th at the NRG Stadium in Houston, New England Patriots would go on to defeat Atlanta 34-28. Following year, February 4th, 2018, at the U.S. Bank Stadium, Philadelphia would then go on to beat New England 41-33. February 3rd, 2019, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You had New England coming back again to winning one more title, 13-3 against the Los Angeles Rams. Then you have Super Bowl 54, February 2nd, 2020, Hard Rock Stadium, Miami, Kansas City, defeating the San Francisco 49ers 31-20. Then on February 7th, 2021, Super Bowl 55, Raymond James Stadium, Tampa Bay, Florida. Tampa Bay and Tom Brady would capture one and final ring for Tom Brady, 31-9 over Kansas City. As you know, Tom Brady has retired. And then this year, at the SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, you're going to have the Los Angeles Rams versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Who is going to win tonight? Who is going to take place in Super Bowl history? You're just going to have to stay tuned tonight. Watch. Comment who you think is going to win. Let us know. We would like to hear who's your